Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. So today we are on episode 3 of the Aligned Business series, and today is such a fun one. So we're talking about marketing, and marketing is something that we all do all the time, believe it or not. And I remember, what was it? Oh, one of the first mentors that I worked with, I remember that she legitimately gave me permission to stop doing the crap that I didn't love. And we were on a group call. I was in a mastermind program with her. We were on a group call and she said, if cold messaging people doesn't light you up, then don't do it. And yeah, something just fell from my wall. That's what we're at tonight. It's fine. So she gave me permission to stop doing the things that I didn't love when it came to my business. And so cold messaging was the first thing to go. I was like, none of that feels good to me. I don't like it at all. I stopped it and I was like, oh, it feels so much better to not be doing that, because I had to force myself to do it because that's what I had been told would work. Also, additionally, thank you to, Network Marketing, because it was like a crash course on all things marketing. And there were so many different ways to do it. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. Marketing that feels like you. Now, before we dive into this, I want you to imagine your favorite outfit. That outfit that you save for the day that you just want to feel amazing. Whether it's the jeans or the shirt or the shoes or whatever it is, right? There is that one outfit that you can think of right now, at least one, where you're like, I can't wait to wear that one, because you just come to life in that outfit, right? And that's what your marketing feels like when it's actually your marketing. Now, you will hear a million different ways on how to market stuff. Chances are your way of marketing is similar to your way of buying. So let's dive into this a little bit. So when you go to purchase something from somebody, okay, if you're like me, I'm just going to share how I do this. I will see a post or hear a podcast or something from somebody that will ignite something in me. It makes me go, oh, that's good, right? And then what I do is I will legitimately find all the things on that person, their podcast, their posts, their website, their programs, their whatever it is. And I will internet stalk them. I'll listen to all these things. And then I decide to buy from them. And I don't even need a sales call. I just know, based off of all of the other marketing that all the other stalking that I've done, that I want to work with this person. And it's not because they've had a great sales page. It's not because they cold messaged me. It's not even, they probably don't even know that I exist yet, but I'll send them a message and say, hey, how do I work with you? And then I sign up, no questions asked, right? That's how I buy. And so that's how I love to sell. That's what my marketing looks like. I want people to have all these different access points where they can hang out with me, they can get to know me. So I have the YouTube, I have the podcast, I have a website, I have my social media, right? I want people to know who I am before they even get on a call with me. So then it's a no-brainer and they're like, yeah, I absolutely want to work with you. She's just as great in person as she is on social media, right? That's how I buy. And so that's how I like to market, and that's how I like to sell. And that is the beauty of your marketing. It's where your magic comes out. It's where you come to life and people actually get to know you. And you're thinking, okay, Steph, but where do I even start? That's a great question. And I'm going to just share what works for me, because again, marketing is different for everybody. But I like to have theme days when I market during the week on social media or even on my podcast. I have certain things that I like to talk about that just kind of give me a well-rounded approach of all the things that I do, right? Because my work is in depth and it does include a lot of different areas of life and business. And so I like to talk about balancing work and life responsibilities, right? Where you're still being able to do the laundry in your podcast and not feeling overwhelmed with all the things, right? I additionally love to share client wins. That's fun for me. I also love to share personal stories of my own breakthroughs. So that's going to come through in my podcast or in my post. You're going to see me share little clippets of that. Okay. I also love to celebrate things. So I just may celebrate the fact that I made it through the day, right? That I nailed it as mom that day and, or a sales or a win from one of my clients, whatever it is, right? I believe that my own marketing will fall on the right people, right? It will land with the right people, and that's all I need. Now, additionally, right, here's the little thing where, like, if you think of, and this is a process that I walk my clients through when we work together, if you think of like your three soulmate clients, right? The three soulmate clients, the clients that just came to you and you were like, oh, right? It was like the sky opened up and the sun came down and like the angels sang, right? Like if you can think of at least three of those clients, reflect on how they came to you, right? So I can think of those three clients right off the top of my head. One of them didn't even want to speak to me. Like, I was trying to get her to get on the phone before she purchased a program with me, and she was like, no, just send me the link. Just send me the link, just send me the link. And then we ended up working together longer term in a private container. But she initially started with one of my group programs. And we never spoke, and she invested with me without ever being on the phone with me. And I love her still to this day, right? And then I have two others that I can think of that actually came in the same week, and they had done similar things where they internet stalked me, and they got on a call with me because at the time I was still doing discovery calls. They got on a call with me. We chatted for about 15 minutes. I told them that what the investment was for my program, and I sent them contracts and just left it. And a couple days later, both the contracts came in with the first payments. There was no follow up, there was no convincing. Like, they already knew that that's what they wanted to do, was to work with me, and all I had to give them was the opportunity to do it. Right? So my marketing, that's what that looks like. It feels really good. Now, I have spoken with a lot of people. My previous podcast, I had a bunch of guests on, and they would talk about how they loved email marketing, how they loved to do Facebook ads or whatever, right? There's so much different marketing for each person, and where you show up it really doesn't matter as long as you feel great about it. Now, some days you're not going to feel great about your marketing. Some days you're not going to want to show up and do the things. But it's on those days that you get to dig in a little bit deeper and be like, all right, why does this feel ick to me? Why do I feel like I can't show up? And oftentimes it has little to do with us and actually this little fear monger called comparison, right? Well, what if what I say isn't good enough? What if, or like, heaven forbid, you start the doom scroll and then you compare yourself to every other person on there on social media that's already shared for today, and you're like, well, mine just is gonna suck, right? Like, we need to kick that, check it, right? There is a book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's a quick little read. And in that book, one of the things she talks about towards the end of the book, she says, there is something that you are here to do that no one else can do. Someone you are to be that no one else can be. And I just love that because that's our marketing, right? You can get ideas from other people and try it on and see how it fits. I often compare marketing to your favorite pair of jeans, right? I did share the whole outfit, but sometimes it's that favorite pair of jeans. When you try it on, you're like, oh, those jeans look really great on you. Where do you get them? So you go to that store, you try on a couple pairs of jeans, and you're like, well, that one doesn't fit, right? Like, it just doesn't hug you in the right places. And so you have to try on some of these jeans until you figure it out, if you're not following your own intuition. And that's what happens, is you just kind of have to feel things out until your intuition starts to get stronger, and then you're going to know instantly, yeah, this is how I market. This is what it looks like, right? Some people don't even have websites in their marketing. One of my other mentors, she doesn't have websites. She has landing pages, but she doesn't have an actual website where all of her stuff is host. And she makes millions of dollars a year. And so everyone is going to market differently, but it has to feel great for you in order for you to actually attract the clients. Because if it doesn't feel good, right, just like the cold messaging felt terrible to me, I wanted no part of it. And so it was no wonder that I couldn't generate consistent good sales, because I didn't even love that part. Your marketing should be something that you love. It should feel really good to you. You should be excited about it most days. Some days, again, some days there's going to be that little fear, ego that comes up. But most days your marketing should feel really, really good to you. And here's another thing that I had to do when I was first learning to be truly me in the online space. I would post and disappear, because I knew that if I sat there and like watched the messages or the lack of engagement happen, I would doubt myself and I would take down the post. And so I've gotten into the habit of posting it and then checking back in later in the day, giving it some time. And here's the beauty of online social media, anything online, is that it doesn't matter what time of day you actually post it, because it's going to be visible to the right people. And that's something that I trust. That's a belief that I had to work to, because there was a time when I posted and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't post before 9 a.m. None of my potential clients are actually going to see it because I didn't post before 9 a.m. Well, that's a bunch of crap, right? The beauty of online marketing is that it's always there, always available, and people can find it. And so just let people find it. They can't find you if you're not visible. So you've got to get visible in marketing that feels great to you. And if you need help with this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, this is something that I work with my clients on deeply, because it is so important in the aligned business. In order to create an aligned business, having marketing that feels like you, not like a sales robot, is what's actually going to propel you to that next level. So I'm sending you so much love. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye, love.